don't. I don't see octopus might. No, you do animals. We'll see. You do plants. Alright, let's get you. You're building a carpet. There are a few people out here building floors, which is neat for them. But if they can do gardening, I need them up here doing this stuff. The other thing too is I'm not too mad if like I harvest something that's out here and then like, you know, one of my animals decides to come and eat it. You know, if it's outside this zone, it's so far outside. It's one of those things where it's like it's almost like better for them to walk that far. I haven't marked up those, and if anybody's closer down this way, I'd rather send them nearby. Alright, when you're done milking a yak, I'll get you on these berry bushes and the potatoes that are down here, which this should be a fucking grow space actually. Hold on, why is this not? Because this looks like it's got some premium land here. Volunteers Rescue. McJolly, did you fall out of bed? Oh, Dark Eye. No, Dark Eye mate. Can you... I forgot to like drop them in the bed. It must have got jack shit of it. Can you place them in bed? There you go. And you can fuck off and do something else. Alright, well, they'll lay in bed. Don't know if that's going to help them, but they were downed for whatever reason anyway, so... We'll see. In the worst case scenario, we may have to like go and lay them on a battlefield in front of us or something. Emmy, McJolly. There was really nothing much we can tend to. It's like mostly bruises and shit. You'll live. Who's having the punch up? I can hear it. There, you. What are you doing? You are having a tantrum in the kitchen, love. What did I say about having tantrums in the kitchen? There's probably a chance I've already lost a stack of food. Sorry, let me quickly save that before they accidentally kill it. I know I did just save just a second ago. There is a good chance that we just lost a stack of food if they had a tantrum and broke something in here. Since they're still in a tantruming state, there is a chance that they maybe didn't destroy it. But I did say if somebody has a tantrum in the kitchen, they're getting put in hospital. Because we're not having an entire stack of food lost again. I see how this shit works. I see it happen in the background. I just don't react to it much because I'm like, it usually doesn't matter. At the moment, it fucking matters. So, yeah. Can you rescue them? Who was it anyway? It was Mal. Mal was gonna crack eventually. Yeah, they were recreationally starved and all sorts of stuff. Let's get that out of the door. Alright, well, hopefully we didn't lose much. I do not know what we actually lost. If they lost something, if he destroyed something. But that sounded like a kaboom. What the fuck was that? I was checking on this light first thing because I'm like, I know I exposed that and I exposed this and I don't know if they'll catch fire. I might just move them over. I can't move that one over. I think it's doing a specific radius down this corner. Although, I do think I could get away with moving it one. I'll move it over just in case that's a problem. But I don't think it is. I don't think anything over there was going kaboom. It's probably a boomalope got culled. Speaking of, there's no animals to cull yet. Alright, Emmy should be working on the berries that are outside. Like I said, my basic thing with like, if there is an area that is outside that they want to go and like pick a berry and my animals are like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna go eat that. And it's really, really far from like storage and shit. I don't really have much of an issue with that. Because like, otherwise my colonists have to haul that shit in. And it's not necessarily good. Like it kind of just, I see it as wasting their time. I will have to keep that bit connected to keep this whole section connected, which is fine. That's not going to super grow stuff there. I could just do it as like that line there. That'll be 1, 2, 3. I might do that instead because that's only 3 instead of this whole section underneath, which will be much, much slower. Alright, there we go. So this is a grow space that I have not been using because it's a external area that is very far away and my colonists cannot easily get to it because they have to go through like this door at the best to get to it. But I know Emmy hasn't gone very far. I'll just see if she'll sow the whole area just asking her to do that. I don't think she will, but I'll just see if she can. Now my animals are mostly all eaten this. We got the crops back up in here again, which is great. We still don't have power. Which, speaking of, getting a bit warm in the freezers, which is not ideal. I do think that these are better insulated, so they shouldn't get too hot. This is nice though. Look at this little surplus of food. We have 300 berries, 300 fucking potatoes. They had to have got that from the fucking bottom area, honestly. What else we got in food? I'm gonna click off shit so that I can... There we go. There. I'm trying to find a spot in my base where it doesn't have something underneath it. We have got a lot of beef. I must have culled some cows, but that's okay. And we've still got this area, which my animals are still getting at. Corvin's going off to eat, but when he's done eating, I'll get him over here. If I happen to see any other colonists go by that can work on this, that would be great. Honestly, once we get the food stable and we get a lot of the IED traps in the ground, I would like to really have them work on like a lot of armor, like both chest and like head armor, which by the way, I see Zamora's walking around with like armor, and I can't help but wonder, is that something new that's been made, or is that like it's just not under 40% or what? Mind you, I see 70 odd people have got tattered apparel, and I think that's like the lowest we've had it. Like I still like to take it down to like they can wear clothes until it basically like deteriorates and shit. But at the moment, if this is keeping them slightly happier, because they're not all wearing like shitty gear and also starving and having like the worst case scenario rooms and shit, that's fine. Like I still have to make bedside tables and crap, but that's like a later issue, you know? Vivo's coming over here too. He might be replanting shit, maybe. And Cammy is... Oh, there's kibble. Wait, have we got kibble? Oh, we got 2 kibble too. Okay, well fuck. They're actually making like, you know, fucking food for the animals. I just saw Cammy over here was like feeding the thrombos and kibble, and I'm like, oh no shit. Like, I didn't know we had any. And then I realized because I've had it like scrolled down a bit to see the bottom of like my supplies and stuff. But yeah, if we had like we're getting to a point where everybody is fed, which is great. But yeah, it's like, okay, it's the start of summer, and I could probably get like 2 more crops in summer, but that's still not sufficient to get me through winter, you know? That is where my issue is I do not have enough crops to survive winter next year as well, because I just don't have surplus. I really need to get to a point where I could go and do like a trade. Speaking of, I do need to check if I can call in for traders again soon, because my allies, it should have been a couple of days by now for me to be able to check if I can call for all 4 of them again. I'm not super loving like needing to call them in non-stop. Like I do need to gift a couple of them some shit so that they're not as pissy at me. Inspired creativity jet. I'm also seeing these are having like percentages on them. I'm going to leave them alone again. All right. Animal starvation. It is 1 cat. And it is just wandering close to food area. Medical treatment, McJolly. I think Lincoln's cheering them up, but can you just tend to them? And I've got you guys in here like planting shit too. All right. So how are we going with stuff? I still have adequate cloth, although it's dwindling. I will have to regrow that at some point. I still have a lot of every other fucking wool and fiber, which is fine. I've got good steel. I'm starting to get plasteel. I do not know if they're making... They look like they're starting to get like a good supply of excessive clothing, which is great. Got a few little simple helmets. I'll come back to Lincoln in a second. How are we going with stuff? We have 56 out of 100 t-shirts. Yeah, alright. I may have to decrease that number. 12 12. Most of these are set up to 100. I want them to have like that many surplus so that people can put on shirts and take off shirts and stuff. But it does kind of mean that on average I have about 100 in supply. Medicine is a bit low. That's fine. We have a gladius. We have more than enough simple helmets at the moment. I don't know why I have 2 of those, but that's fine. We don't have any plate armor yet, which is interesting. I assume people are putting those on. I also see, like, I think somebody's supposed to be, like, pulling that apart. Do you want to... You can't work at the smelter. What about Stainsforth? Yeah, if you can work at the smelter, because I think shit's supposed to be getting smelted. I think that's why that tainted is over there. Or alternatively, sneaky little cunts have got it that you can have tainted and bi-coated shit in here. That's what it is, isn't it? Yep. I don't want tainted and I don't want bi-coated on this shit. Alright, if I can figure that out. Where is Lincoln? Lincoln's done with what he's doing. So McJolly's been tended to. She's otherwise fine. 77 low food. Yeah, we've still got less than a day's worth of food. God damn. Like, it is still mission critical to keep these guys, like, fed at this point. We have a rat and a squirrel. It would be so nice if we could get, like, a herd of animals come in. That would just be brilliant. But we're not getting, like, herds of animals. Ever. At any point in time. Which does kind of suck. Is that anything good? That's normal. Good. That's good. I wanted to check other benches. I haven't set these ones up yet. So, we're making EMP shells on these outer ones. I was making simple helmets here, which I thought I was making on the other ones too. But that's fine. Hold on. Was I not making simple helmets on these? Yeah, I was making simple helmets up here. Okay, so I can make it on both of those. That's what that is. Yeah, right. I've got flak vests getting made. So I think I was making simple helmets on both of these. I will make additional flak vests till we have 10, because I think my people are putting those on, which is cool. I would like them to. I will make it on both, all 4 of these scented ones. I would like them to make it, if they could. Now, we do have Shred Machnoid. I've got all of these other ones can do Shred Machnoid. I'm not worried about them shredding on these ones specifically. What else we got? I wanted to make them armor, but if they wear the plate armor, it's supposed to be full body shit. What are you wearing, Augury? Where's your gear? It's marine armor. Okay. Alright, I'm pretty sure marine armor was like a bitch to make because it was like a lot. This is just flak vests and shit. Is there anything else I could make you make it this? I could make them make the EMP shells here, but they have to have the components for that, and I just don't have extra components. And what else could we make? Because I would like to be able to get back to making some of the guns, but again, EMP things are kind of like, I'd like to get these fuckers down first. And we still have no power, because it's nighttime. Okay, that's fine. Look, I'm fine if they're making just the vest at the moment. It's very costly to run these fuckers for it, but we are using the other things for the helmets, which is fine. I don't know why that's suspended. And okay, so flak vests. I sort of want to make flak jackets and flak pants and shit like that. But I also, like, generally know that my people, like, toss that shit off pretty frequently. I also don't have that much cloth right now. And on this one, what do? You smelt shit. That's fine. And you make the plate armor, which I'm trying to make up here at the moment. I don't need, like, a shit ton of gladiuses, but, like, 10 of them will do. And the simple helmets were basically, like, making down on the other ones. Which I could remove off these, but if nobody's picking up like the extra helmets, if we've got like X number of crappy ones at the moment, it doesn't really matter if these are extra benches that can use it. I'll leave it for the moment because I do want to make more armor, better armor. At the moment, I don't have these fully fleshed out. I'm trying to balance out electricity and shit here too, because at the moment I have like 10 fabrication benches to keep up with the component production that I need here. And quite frankly, like I could possibly like dump out these extra benches, put like, if it would fit, like one more at the fucking back of both of these things and like toss them out into other said room. But I was kind of liking them being in here, like that fit. It would fit 2 more benches. We'd use up so much power though. And then we'd kick these out into like the other rooms and shit. Or up to here. Do that. I could move that over. Oh, it's got the fireplace in the way. Okay. Does it though? Hold on. Because that doesn't look like that's in the way of this one. Is it just the shit that's in the way of this? No? What the fuck is in the way of this? Hold on. It can't just be this shit ton of wood. But... interesting. That allows me to put that there. What the hell's wrong with this spot? I can't put it that way either. The flying fuck. I don't know. I would need to move this though, which I could also put down there, or I could put it to the edges. That would be fine too. I could honestly put it in these like spots here. That would work. I don't know why I can't put it in this though. I thought it could be this, but these are facing inwards with reasons that they're not in the way. And there is nothing else in the way in this spot, so... I don't know. If I was to build a fresh one... Oh, okay, that doesn't make sense for moving one of these, though. It makes sense if I don't have enough resources. Links to tool cabinets. Is it a problem that it wants to be near a tool cabinet? Because if that's the case... That's fine, facing that way. What the fuck? I reckon these are glitched out, maybe. Like, I do have time to get rid of them. While it's summer. I'll just say get rid of them. And I'll build a new set in the corners. Right? Because that way they won't be in the way either. This should not be in the way. And I'll see if I can move them. Because, like, honestly, it does look like I kind of need, like, an extra set of these benches. Like, it only works if I've got power and everybody can work on them and shit. But I'm pretty sure I've got, even though, like, a lot of them are to the bottom. Bionic spine, I need that to move down. I need this... I need these to be basically at the top. I regret not making these as like the very first priority. Keep taking it up to top. Okay, take that up there, and I need this to be in front of everything else.
Cheese.
Hey, Shadow. You slapping cheese. I've got like 3-4 slices of cheese going right now. It's not a bad thing, but like, you know, it's a lot of cheese for one night, you know? What are you up to? I suspect that work is finished if there is cheese about. I apparently have like no power, but we did have an eclipse, and then we did have, it's now nighttime. And I'm also trying to keep everybody alive because starvation stuff. Retaliation cheese, terrible. I only cheese slapped you mildly. I was gonna say it was like a mild Gouda or something. Anyway, sorry, cheese jokes can go so far. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I've lost it. Man, I've had like a couple of moments tonight that are just like that. Which is kind of good though, because like, oh my god, keeping the colony alive has been something. Like, I just looked at the time then, and I'm like, well, fuck, it's like after 2 a.m. I'm like, shit, the time has absolutely flown, because I think it took me like 3 hours to get a day's worth of food for this colony. I'm still trying to like allocate all of these to have the components being at the top instead of like at the bottom. That way, if I ever want to turn on other shit, I could. But I also need advanced components and shit to stay up higher. So, yeah, I'm just having a look at that while I've got a moment. I also need to be out in the field trying to get as much crops lifted as I can because it is nighttime again. But what I'm also trying to do is I'm also trying to get rid of these 4 fireplaces because I don't know why I can't move these ones forwards. I would like to keep these 8 in here and move them up into here and then build like another set of these. So I'll have like fucking, what, 12 of them? We'll see. I've opened your stream and took a nap while I've been lurking. Everybody's been doing that tonight. Like, I'm not mad, but like, I'm just curious what the fuck happened because there was this like roaring conversation up until like a certain point and then it went dead. Absolutely dead. And I'm like, did I say something? Did I do something? And then like I've had a couple of people like come back in periodically and been like, oh my god, I keep falling asleep and I keep like I keep waking back up in your stream and stuff and I'm like, it's not a bad thing, but like, you know, it's just one of those things where it's like, I'm glad that like I'm at like the point in my life where I'm like, I understand that people sleeping through my stream doesn't mean it's boring. It just means it's like consistently soothing and shit, you know? Because like, goddamn. So you're rearranging bench orders in room. That's like making pancakes at 4 a.m. What? As a night person, I've never done that. Mind you, I don't think I've ever made pancakes either. I'm more of a, what do you call it? Like pikelets person, which is much closer to, I don't know, McDonald's like hotcakes, if you have hotcakes where you are. I don't know if everybody has that, but it's usually like the closest kind of like reference that I can only give people for it. But yeah, I prefer those. I prefer like sweet cakes, you know, which are pikelets and shit. It has daylight savings switch over recently, so it's been sleepy all week. Well, that probably also explains some stuff, because there's also been a lot of people that have been sick as well. So, like, I figure for everybody else, I think you guys are getting spring. So you're kind of getting like that spring changeover kind of nice weather sort of thing. Plus, people have been sick. And yeah, as you mentioned, there's probably been the daylight savings has been changed over and all kinds of stuff. All right, so as far as I can tell, I think I have harvested as much crops as I physically can at this point in time. I don't know why that's X'd out. What is it? It's a shield belt. All right. So I think I've harvested everything that I possibly can. We're in another starting scenario of where I have no active crops grown because I've harvested everything. My animals have all eaten, so I no longer have animal starvation, which is wild. We've got 78 tattered apparel out of 303 colonists wearing shit. I still don't have a full day of food, but we went from 19 for 303 to a day's worth of food for 2 days in a row, and now we're back down to like 220 odd, which is still really good. It's just not, I can't not manage them at this point. I've still got to stay on like harvesting all this shit. The only problem is some of these are coming up saying they're like at, you know, X percentage instead of being full, but I'm still able to harvest it. So that's a bit different. Don't know what that's about. I am starting to make simple helmets, and I'm starting to make flak vests as well, so that my people have armor, since removing how much percentage they can wear has forced them to remove a lot of their armor, which is unfortunate, but I still have a lot of really good clothing in here that they can still swap over to. So the few people that are kind of edging down near that, you know, 40% items and stuff, they will eventually remove them and they'll have gear to swap over, which will be pretty nice. And we still haven't got fucking anything deciding to come into this colony. I've had rats and boom rats and squirrels and rabbits and lynx at one point, but nothing actually substantial. And then animal-wise, like I said, nothing is downed. As far as I can tell, the yaks survived the flu, and we really didn't lose anything. But we also did, like, harvest the shit out of whatever we could. I don't know if they're gonna, like, train up and tame up these. I don't know yet. But, some of these should become adults and become, like, fully trained, hopefully soon. So, I did have to cull off some of my panthers. We had, like, 40, and I took it down to, like, 30 just to keep everyone alive. Just because, like, the amount of meat they eat. But we're back down to, like, nothing's in my inventory again. So that is a problem. Like I said, I still can't go for a caravan. I can't, like, I can't call for a trader. Hold on. Who was it that had the highest? Was it Cypress or... Was it Cypress or Corpsey? Also, there's another one of those I gotta move as well. Hang on a ticket. Let me go find out. Handle Warden. It's... Because I grabbed Lasagna before, but I think Cypress or Corpsey is the top one. You're 17, Corpsey. Mate, I'm going to get you down here, and you're going to call for the allies again. We're going to see who is available to go first. I don't want to call in all 4 of them, but I will try to call in the ones that like each other, and then, like, wait half a day and call for the others and shit. So that, you know, I have a chance to get more food. This will be the 3rd time I'm calling for my allies because I need food urgently, and we lucked out with, like, at least a couple of caravans, you know. So I'll send the meme I'm referencing later. Terrible. Alright, I had to yawn. It's a weird day today at work. Most of the colleagues were out of it too. Yeah, I don't know. This has been one of those rare days where I've, like, woken up at, like, a reasonable time. Like, I've had, like, adequate sleep and woken up and stuff. My only problem is, like, I woke up with, like, all kinds of aches and pains, and at first I was like, man, like, it kind of feels like arthritis and shit, and then I'm like, that's exactly what it fucking is. It's my fucking osteoarthritis. And I'm like, that's why I'm sore. You know, so once I figured out what was going on, yeah, I was able to take something for that, because, like, I've got it in my fingers at the moment. I have it in, like, various parts of my body, but for some reason my fingers and my foot are doing it today. So I don't know what they did. I may have, like, possibly laid on them, or it could just be weather change. It's usually just weather change, honestly. But, yeah, everything aches. And, what else? Oh yeah, I made a quiche. Made a quiche earlier tonight. I did not get a chance to take a photo of it. It was really good looking too, which was a shame because, like, I had to get it out right about the time when I was supposed to be starting to set up for stream. And I'm like, once again, I have fucked up, like, my timing on this because, like, I actually had, like, no point of reference for what temperature to cook it at. So I was mostly just, like, winging it. And, it turned out good though. It turned out really good, which is great because, like, the last couple of times I've cooked something, you know how I've got, like, a 50-50 ratio of it being absolutely inedible or being insanely good. So this one's insanely good, and the 2 previous things I've cooked were so inedible that, like, I couldn't bear to throw out the onion bake thing that I did the other week. But Nick ended up, like, rinsing it off with water in the sink and then throwing it into something else that he was cooking and to make it edible. So yeah, we didn't waste it, but like, that's the ratio of cooking lately has been, like, really bad. So I was happy to finally get one that, like, worked, and it kind of, like, was one of those, like, hit the spot, was kind of exactly what I wanted sort of meals. All right, so Corpsey's gone and called 2 of our allies, the 2 allies that like each other. And what I'll do is I'll have to wait until, because it's only, like, 6 hours past the 2nd of August, so I'll have to wait until at least nightfall before I call for one of the other 2, and then the following morning for the 3rd one, so that I can get some more food. So I'll be going 3 traders. I will have to gift a couple of them stuff because it is getting to a point where I don't have, like, the super best relationship with them. Not that one, this one. I gotta gift them some shit. Next time I see them, particularly this group, I've got to get gifted something. I'll give them fucking chem fuel or something. I got a shit ton of that. So they'll stay happy, but Yeah, everybody's got beds. Onesan, chimpanzee, they broke up. I'm starting to put silver flooring in here just cause see what it looks like, and wealth and crap. Fixed up the prison. Don't know how I feel about it. Still rearranging it. Moved McJolly back into the fucking hospital again. I think she's gonna stay there permanently, just like Farrell has a permanent bed in the hospital as well. And it's gonna be another stream. It's going to be trying to get all the crops as the animals also try to take them and stuff, because we've only got summer and autumn, and then when winter comes back around, we're not going to be able to grow anything except for within the grow spaces. So if we're this to the wire now, like, I don't know how next winter's going to go, but if I could get enough produce grown to be able to slip a caravan outside of the space, like, even if I could sit a caravan outside with, like, most of the animals, that would be so great. And then, like, go see, like, an ally or something. I could buy a lot of food. I could buy, like, a couple of days worth of food from everybody. And it would help. But I can't leave at the moment because I don't have enough supplies for my colony to survive in their current state. So, at the moment, it is one of those, like, I don't know how critical the following winter is going to be, but if it's anything like the last 2 winters in game, I'm going to be mostly only feeding the colonists that actually, like, were original colonists. I may also have to, for the first time in ever, throw down a fucking nutrient paste thing. I'll have to have a look at maybe one of those. If it potentially uses less resources, which I think it does.